Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? This is Colin back at it again with episode 18 of A New Direction, the podcast where I talk about all sorts of things, a variety of topics, just kind of give my opinions and advice on different things, and, we just kind of hang out and have a good time. Today, we've got a normal episode coming in for you, not a story time, although I did enjoy that story time episode, so there will probably definitely be some more of those coming in the future. But today we've got a regular episode, 4 different topics like usual. But to start out, we're going to do the music recommendation. And today I've got a very different album. Today I'm recommending Ricky Sings Again by Ricky Nelson, which is from 1959. Ricky Nelson is honestly one of like the OGs when it comes to rock and roll, but I feel like his name is not kind of up at the top with the like Buddy Holly and people like that, like different contenders from the original era. But Ricky Nelson, I definitely feel deserves a little bit more appreciation, is a little bit more slept on. As far as early rock artists come, and so this album I really enjoy it, honestly. Just before we get into the notable tracks, I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10, which is really good, especially considering it is way out of the realm of anything I normally listen to. But I really love this album. But notable tracks, obviously Lonesome Town, definitely my favorite one. Just the sadness that is portrayed through it. And I know it's not originally his song. It's like a cover. Unfortunately, the original artist, kind of the name slips my head right now. But I do know that it is a cover that he did of this song. And so it is not the original version, but the sadness that comes through and just the guitar and the accompanying vocals and everything with this song is just beautiful. Really sticks out to me as far as the music goes on the album, and it was actually the first song off the album that I heard. Shout out to Devin who showed it to me. But other notable tracks is Trying to Get to You and Restless Kid. Both of these are, honestly, like all the tracks on this album, I say this a lot, but all the tracks on this album are honestly really good, and you can't really go wrong any which way around. But these were 3 that I chose out and kind of thought were notable in my opinion. This album definitely has kind of that classic sort of, rock and roll sound. So I recommend it for anybody who, is a more fan of older school, rock. The original, Buddy Holly kind of has a Johnny Cash kind of feel sometimes, like at different points, I guess. But overall, it's a really solid album, and I'm a huge fan. So I will definitely be checking out more of Ricky Nelson's material. But with that being said, we are going to dive right in to the topics of discussion today. And starting off, I'm already gassing for another guitar. And gassing, I've mentioned it before, gear acquisition syndrome. So I am gassing for another guitar. And in this case, I'm really wanting to get one of the new Epiphone, like inspired by Gibson Explorer models. And I say this, and the Greco, the vintage one that I ordered, still hasn't arrived yet. So I am still currently waiting on that guitar to arrive at my house. And I'm already wanting to buy another guitar. So, I have a problem, I think is what this kind of suggests. However, I'm not ashamed, and I will definitely be buying one of these Epiphone Explorers. And if it's not immediately obvious to the people who are watching, I am a huge Gibson Guitars fan. Ever since I started playing guitar, really, the various different Gibson models have always stood out to me. And I think for one, a lot of that does have to do with, as I mentioned before, my grandfather's vintage Gibson, the ES335 that he has. Being that was one of the first guitars that I really got to play, because like I had mentioned, I had that first guitar, that Jackson Dinky, the white one. But, that was my first guitar. But prior to that, I was actually playing on that Gibson. That ES335 was the first guitar I really like sat down and played and strummed on. It was the one that was at least as, most immediately available to me. And so, I utilized it. And I think that kind of spoiled me right off the bat as a beginner, because the feel of that guitar is second to none. And I'm really hoping that this vintage Greco that I purchased will at least have a similar kind of vibe, because I mean it is honestly very true that the feeling of playing a vintage guitar, at least in my experience, like there is something about it that is just different to playing like a new guitar. And I've played my current Ibanez RG, which is a new model, and I've played it back to back with that 335, and there's just something about that vintage feel, the vibe. I don't know if it's just like the mojo, if it's like the countless years of use. I mean, decades, quite literally, with that guitar. Over 50 years, I think. But the 50 years of history of that guitar, and my grandfather's owned it for a considerable portion of its life at this point. So it hasn't gotten a whole bunch of use, but it had been used prior. My grandfather was not the original owner, and so it had some history before that, and then my grandfather's history of playing it and trying to learn on it, and picking it up and picking with it over the years. I don't know if it's the use or just the fact that it's just broken in, or if it's just old, something about it, or maybe it's just a placebo. But there is something about that vintage 335 that is different. And so I had talked about that's kind of the main reason I bought the vintage Greco opposed to getting like a newer model. I kind of wanted the mojo of the history, and so. If it's not obvious, like I'm a huge fan of Gibson guitars. Ever since like I said, since I first strummed that 335, and then having owned my own Les Paul, and the Les Paul just in general being probably my favorite guitar model of all time. Yeah, I'm just a huge Gibson fan, honestly. Like there's really no other way to put it. And so now that I've got this Les Paul coming, it's kind of like, well, I got to own all of them, right? So I guess I'm gonna have to buy an SG, my own 335. I'll have to buy this Explorer. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have like a whole collection of these guitars, and none of them are gonna be Gibsons. It seems, at least for the notable future, because Gibsons are pricey. Magnolia's down over here. She's sleeping, so she says hello to all the viewers. But like I was saying, the Gibson, the prices are very, very high. Even I just noticed the last time I was looking that the model, like the base prices for all of the models in the Gibson and Epiphone lineup had gone up. Like the standards used to be like $24.99, and now they're like $26.99 or something like that. So the prices definitely went up on those models, and so they're again pricing them even further away from my ability to acquire one, at least new right now. But I do love Gibson guitars and the different models they have, and so I will definitely have a collection of them for sure, starting with this Les Paul that's coming. The Explorer will probably be next, and I don't know, the Explorer is really just like a rock and roll guitar. Like it was built back in the 50s, and it was kind of ahead of its time. It was built kind of like 20 years too early, but by the time the 70s came around and the rock and roll was really starting to become popular, the Explorer was holding it down, and so I think it would be kind of cool to own one. And just the body shape, like I've played an Explorer before, and they're very comfortable. Like they look kind of goofy, but surprisingly enough, they're pretty comfortable instruments. And so not only to have the next Gibson model, but also to have a comfortable newer model guitar that I might not feel so bad about anything that happens to it compared to the vintage model. But there again, I do want to put my own wear and mojo into the vintage model as well. So I don't know, but the Epiphone Explorer definitely could be coming in the future. We'll definitely keep y'all updated on that. But with that being said, we're going to transition now into the next topic, which was an experience I had today. I went shopping at IKEA today, and I think I may have talked about it before, but I'm actually in the process of redoing my entire bedroom right now, and so that's why everything kind of looks awry in the background, all the trash and garbage everywhere. But I finally was able to go. I bought my nightstand today, and then I'm getting my new bed and my new TV stand, and then I'm going to get a new TV, and then I have all my posters and stuff like I'm putting on the walls. I got like some tapestries and stuff I'm gonna hang up, and then I have some LED lights, and you can kind of see the glow of them in the back corner. The door just closed on its own. It's a ghost. But yeah, you can see the glow from the LEDs kind of over in that corner. So I'm kind of trying to get a little chill kind of man cave sort of vibe going on in here, since it's, my space. And, it'll be kind of cool to watch movies and stuff in here and just be able to chill out. So we're one step closer in that process. But IKEA makes it very difficult to buy furniture. Like, I don't know. Because, typically, like, if you at least online, if you're trying to order something, like typically they can ship it to your door. And I mean, I know furniture is a little different, but IKEA stuff is like prepackaged. Like all of it pretty much comes in boxes. So like IKEA, instead of being able to ship it to your door, for one, if whatever you're trying to buy is not in stock at the store that you're closest to, like you can't even buy it. Like you can't put in a reservation to buy it. Like you can't pay for it and then go pick it up when it's available. You can't do that. Which is kind of annoying, because now I have to wait. The TV stand I was gonna buy is currently not in stock, so I'm gonna have to wait and kind of see if I can catch it when it comes back in stock, and see if I can grab it up for pickup. And then my bed is available. We're ordering that here soon, but I'm probably gonna have to get that delivered. We don't have like a reliable way to get it home right now. But once I get it set up, I think it'll look a lot better in here. It'll be a lot chiller vibe, and everything will look a little cleaner. And I'm really excited. I haven't had my bedroom now for a good little while. The process of remodeling my room has been very long and kind of arduous, very obstacle ridden, if you will. We've hit bumps at pretty much every corner, whether it's been financially kind of waiting on the money to come and settle such that I can buy everything, or shipping issues, or in general just having a lot of issues in general with the process of actually getting everything finished in here. So I'm very excited to get my own little man cave here. Almost there. We're on the home stretch, I would say. But I was talking about shopping at IKEA, and I want to talk a little bit about it because, I guess some people have maybe never been to IKEA. And so for those of you who are unsure of what IKEA is, it is a Swedish like furniture store. And I mean, everybody pretty much knows what IKEA is. I'm sure like the memes about their directions and everything are plentiful on the internet. But as far as the actual going to IKEA, if you've never been, it's honestly really cool. Like you go in and you go up the escalator, and when you get to the top, like at the top of the escalator right at the beginning, is kind of like the new section where they're showing off all the new stuff that they've gotten in on on inventory. And so they'll set up like mock rooms or even mock whole like houses. Like there was like a whole like 700 square foot like home that they had set up with different rooms that was furnished and everything, and you could walk through it and check it all out and everything, and like it's really cool. And they it's very immersive in a way to see kind of these rooms. You just walk in and it's like walking into an entirely different house for each room, because they're all different, styled differently, and it's really cool. And it's also very inspiring, like if you're trying to get ideas for your own projects when it comes to interior design or improvement. And so I would definitely say that seeing their furniture definitely had a big impact on what I overall chose to go with. I went with a very like sleek and minimal looking furniture. My bed kind of sits low to the ground. My nightstand's kind of low. My TV stand's going to be kind of low. And so, it's all just kind of chill, low to the ground, almost comfortable. But, kind of getting the man cave sort of den vibe that I really wanted to go for. And I'm gonna have the LED lights, and I'm gonna get some tapestries up, like I said. So the furniture at IKEA, they definitely had some stuff that was very much workable with my original vision. And so I painted the room. It's this gray color now, kind of like it's gray, dark gray, but it's kind of got like a little blue tinge to it that I really love. I think it looks really, really good. But it originally used to be like a white, like a light yellow, kind of whitish looking color. And so, I knew I wanted to paint it darker and kind of get it chill, kind of chiller in here. Got the curtains and everything, which I'll definitely have to show off. I'll post pictures of my curtains. I think I have like a good picture with the lights around that I can put up. But yeah, I mean, I definitely kind of had a vision as far as my room was concerned. I kind of knew what I wanted it to look like. I kind of knew the vibe I wanted it to give off. And so, I finished up my computer. Room was the next step. We're almost done there. I got my vintage guitar coming. So honestly, I don't really know what else I can get. The 5.0, I guess, would technically be the next step. And that actually reminds me of something today. When I went to school today, there was this guy in my class who, like, I went out to my car and he went out to his car, and he actually drives a newer model. It's like a 20, probably like 11 or 12 Camaro SS. Oh my God. It's black and it has black rims. It's blacked out and it's just really, really clean. And we kind of drove past one another in the parking lot, kind of looked at each other's cars, and it was kind of cool. So I definitely might try to talk to him in the future about his car, because it was very clean. And I'm a huge Mustang guy. I'm sure it's pretty obvious by now, but those Camaros, the 10 to 13s are clean, and I would definitely not mind having one. As long as it's a SS. I've driven actually a V6 Camaro. I think it was a 2011 or 2012 I drove. And it was fun. It was a stick. It was a fun car. I will say the kind of jokes about the visibility are very true when it comes to those cars. They are very difficult to see out of. But maybe one day I will get the Camaro SS. But it's a little off topic. But anyway, I think that kind of sums up everything I was wanting to say about IKEA. Just like kind of how you walk through and everything's very immersive, and there's a whole bunch of different stuff, like variety of products. So if you've never been to IKEA, I would highly recommend going if you've got one near you. It's very cool, and they have like a cafe there too, where you can they serve like fresh food there. It's kind of cool, and then they also have like a food court as well. So if you're hungry, IKEA's also got you covered, and the food is honestly really good. But yeah, that's kind of my IKEA shopping experience / room design kind of vibe that I've been going for. But yeah, that's going to lead us now into the next topic, which is a restaurant that I'm very, very fond of. I love this restaurant. It's called Highway 55, and it's like a vintage, like 50s diner style restaurant. Like you go in and it looks very old school, and they've got like old memorabilia all over the walls and everything. And it's very much diner inspired. Even the uniforms and everything are very much diner inspired. But you go in and they've got like what you would expect. They've got like burgers and I think like chicken tenders, shrimp, Philly cheesesteaks. They've got a whole bunch of different stuff. But the burgers are really the main attraction, at least for me. And so every time I go, I don't know, I know Highway 55 is like a chain, but I think it might be local to, kind of my side of the country, at least. I know there's a few of them in South Carolina, but I don't know how many. But you go in, and like I said, it's like a diner, and the burgers there are exceptional. And I actually went tonight with my family. Shout out to mom and dad. Thank you for dinner. It was very, very tasty. But I had a double cheeseburger with cheese tots on the side. And let me just explain to you, because I used to be a huge French fry, or I still am a huge French fry fanatic. I love French fries and have loved French fries since childhood. Like, I've been a huge French fry fan. But Highway 55 kind of got me on some tater tots for real. Because, like, I used to not like tater tots. Like, I distinctly remember trying them when I was younger and just not liking them at all. I don't know why, because it's literally like a French fry in stouter form. But, yeah, I didn't like the tater tots originally. I was weird. And so I ended up... trying them more recently, and by recently I mean like a few years ago, and I absolutely love them. And then the Highway 55, I found out you could get cheese tots, and so I've been getting them ever since. And that's been, like I said, at least 2 years ago now that I started getting cheese tots when I go. But the burgers there are immaculate. Honestly, probably my favorite burger. There's another burger joint here that's local to my town that I would say rivals them, but I definitely think Highway 55 is better overall because the prices are cheaper and the food is exceptionally good. It's all cooked right there. Like you can literally look into the kitchen because it's like right behind the counter. It's old school as hell. And that's really what I like about it. I think that's really what the appeal of it is to an extent. It's a lot more kind of like personal because you can really see the chefs cooking your food and everything. And it's great. But if you've never had a Highway 55, and like I said, I think it's fairly local, but if you live around a Highway 55, I would definitely recommend trying it. They've got a whole bunch of different stuff, and I go pretty frequently. Me and my mom and dad will go, or me and my grandparents, or me and my brother. Me and my brother went a few weeks ago before we went to see a movie. And it's Highway 55 is great. And in general, like I just love burger places. Like I know it's more like a diner vibe, like I was saying, but I don't know. I think burger places have like some charm to me because I don't know, like something about them, like especially going and you just get a good burger and it's just like really, really good. Like you can go to anywhere, like Texas Roadhouse, Longhorn, Outback, Highway 55, and even like McDonald's. Like McDonald's is slept on. Like McDonald's burgers are really good for the price. Like you can get a McDouble, you can get two McDoubles for $3. Like it's kind of a steal. Like they're really good in my opinion. I know they're like questionable quality wise, but they taste pretty good and they're cheap. So, for someone who's more broke as far as their, financial life standing right now, I'm not broke, but compared to, what I can be in the future, I am definitely broke right now. McDonald's is a good value, though. The broke college life, McDonald's do come in clutch for me. And their breakfast, too, oh, man. The bacon and cheese. I don't really like eggs, which might come as a surprise to some people. I know a lot of people kind of look at me weird when I say I don't like eggs, but I'll just get like the bacon and cheese biscuit and put some strawberry or grape jelly on it, and man, you can't go wrong with that. Like before work, when I used to work more morning shifts at Firehouse, there's a McDonald's like really, really close, and so I would stop and get breakfast before work. Man, that was some good breakfast those days. But I would definitely say that going back to Highway 55, it is definitely at the top. McDonald's is not going to be up there with that. And as like a tie-in to previous episode, I am very curious to see how Highway 55 will compare to the Beacon when me and my grandfather are actually able to go back and try it in Spartanburg. And that was the restaurant where we went, and we got all the way there and it was closed. And so we're definitely going to be trying to go back there sometime here in the near future, and that is where we will hopefully be able to get the burger that we set out to get so many times before, it seems, because we've tried to go twice. We went that time, and then we were going to go again, but we actually called before we left and they were still closed. So I don't quite know what's up with that. I don't know. And I mean, I know with the COVID, short staffing thing, restaurants are kind of having trouble staying open. Firehouse has certainly been the same way, but I don't know. I'll be curious to see if it will be open the next time we try to go, which hopefully sooner rather than later. But with that being said, we're going to transition here into the last topic, which is just the holiday season that's coming up. So like traffic, shopping, and specifically how crowded it's going to get locally for me. And holiday season is obviously like a big rush time for anywhere. It doesn't really matter where, you're located. When it's Christmas time, it's going to be more busy, more traffic. But especially here where I live, like I've mentioned, fairly well within 25 miles of a very major city on the East Coast. And so, we have a huge uproar in traffic and just how crowded it gets at the holiday season. And I'm honestly not gonna lie, I'm not really looking forward to it because where I work is a pretty big like economic area as far as commerce is concerned. There's a lot of businesses and restaurants near my near my job. And so I'm afraid that the Christmas season and especially like the Black Friday season is going to hit very, very hard for my job. And so for that reason, I took Black Friday and Cyber Monday off of work. I'm not working those days. I'm not sure if that was a smart idea or not, but I am going to definitely try to get some Black Friday shopping and Cyber Monday shopping done on both of those days. I still, like I had said earlier with my room, I'm buying a new TV, and so I'm going to try to see if I can get a good deal here when Cyber Monday probably comes around. Or Black Friday, I know especially too is a good time to get good deals on TVs, but it's going to be kind of difficult for me to actually go and bring one home because, like I've said, we don't really have a reliable means to bring it home. Maybe I could fit it in Goose. We'll see. The trunk is a little bit. I do think the seats in my car fold down, so maybe I could do that. But I'm definitely also going to try to get a new monitor as well because I'm currently. Everybody's going to clown me for this, but I run one monitor on this really nice computer that I just built. I run one monitor, and it's not even 1080p. It's 1366 by 768, and it is almost 10 years old. It is from 2012. It was a hand-me-down monitor from my brother. Shout out to Connor. Thank you for the monitor. It's still doing me well to this day, but it is a piece of shit. So I'm going to try to get a second one, preferably like a 24-inch monitor, and I'll kind of set this one off to the side as like a secondary that I can use to, put the notepad and everything over on that side. But that will be something to decide when, the deals are more prevalent. Because so far what I've seen, it's kind of hard to find good deals on monitors and stuff like that. Like the, display type products seem to be in high demand. And so the deals on them don't seem to be as good. But hopefully that I will be able to find what I'm looking for. And we'll be able to get the upgrades that I need. Especially, I'm excited about the TV, especially for my room, because then, like I said, I'll be able to sit down and watch movies and stuff in here, because currently I don't have a TV, don't have my Xbox hooked up or anything. Like, I've been without a TV, without any sort of, big screen, for a long time. It's been a good little while now. And so with that being said, we definitely need an upgrade. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much kind of my holiday shopping plans, is monitor and TV. I don't really think I have anything else I need to get, at least as of yet. I'm sure there will be something come up. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, sums it up for this episode. Almost to 20 here. I can't believe how quickly this is kind of going by. I'm definitely still having a lot of fun with these episodes, and maybe we'll do something special for 20. I'll have to see if I can come up with something special that we can do for that milestone. But with that being said, I hope this video finds you all in a positive headspace and a good spot. And if not, just know that y'all are worth it. Y'all are strong enough to get through your circumstances. And stay chill out there. Don't let things bother you. Don't let things get to your head. Don't stress out. Just go with the flow. And I think that everything will be all right. But thank you all for the support on these episodes. And with that being said, this has been A New Direction, episode 18. I'm Colin. Stay chill, and I will see y'all next time.